Good evening, everybody. And let's see if we can jump on in so that I'm watching the tyranny of the clock. I want to talk today a little bit about the digital evangelism opportunities that are available to us as pastors in our churches, in our conferences. As we go through our presentation today, I want to hope that you'll be able to learn something as well as have it impact your ministry in a positive way. So we are so connected, interconnected. In fact, it's said that we are more connected today than any time in world's history. Yet, with that level of interconnectivity, there are some opportunities and some challenges and some opportunities that present themselves. I want to bring everybody with me, so I want to start with a foundation. This is a slide that I have put in all my presentations, and I hope it'll be a blessing for you. It's taken from Auntie Ellen. I got one of my staff members here. Louis is right over here. I discovered Auntie Ellen from him. He always refers to his auntie. So this one is from my graphic designer here, Louis. Auntie Ellen says in Evangelism page 122, says, "Let every worker in the master's vineyard study, plan, devise methods to reach the people where they are. We must do something out of the common course of things. We must arrest the attention. We must be deadly in earnest. We are on the verge of times of trouble and perplexities that are scarcely dreamed of." I don't think there is any other evidence we need for the potency of this statement than what we see around us today. But where are the people? The people are in this digital space. They are searching for a connection with God. In fact, I've brought this book here with me, not just to kind of, even though I'm a technologist, I've brought the old-fashioned book so I can journey with somebody here who may not find it, may not be reading on their iPads or their Android devices. But this book is From Social Media to Social Ministry, a guide to digital discipleship. I don't get any royalties from this, okay? I'm just telling you, a good book by Nona Jones. And she made some very interesting points. If you're interested in getting something on digital discipleship, I do recommend this book. But one of the observations is that there are over 360,000, in Google, 360,000 searches for church online on Google. And every month, there are over 30,000 searches online for a relationship with Jesus Christ. People are searching to have that relationship with Jesus Christ. Here is one of Kevon Morgan from the Eliatha Seventh-day Adventist Church, who found Jesus online. He was searching. I did the training for Eliatha Church. Pastor Gregory, Dr. Greg Baldio, he's here doing the baptism. They got married and they got baptized. Now, it's the first time I've ever seen a baptism done like this. So you'll see it in a minute, where he actually does both of them. Husband and wife go down together for the water grave of baptism, and they're watching. So give them a round of applause, please, for their baptism. He found Jesus online and became a Seventh-day Adventist. You can do it too. It can happen in your local church. It can happen in your conference. So let's talk about some notable digital media technologies that are available today. Number one, social media platforms. We have them. My social media specialist is here. Where's she at? Karen is here. And you can, if you see her, you can also talk with her a little bit afterwards if you have any special questions. We got streaming services, smartphones, augmented reality, which is, and podcasting, AI, and anybody knows what blockchain and cryptocurrencies are? You probably know what cryptocurrencies are, but blockchain, actually, this is big. A lot of people don't know this, but a lot of the influencers are getting their dollars this way, okay? Making money this way with blockchain and cryptocurrencies. All right, so let's talk about some digital evangelism opportunities for you, and then I'll give some pointers as we go along. Number one, social media. I'm going to give three: social media, and then we'll go to streaming, and then we'll go to podcasting, and then I'll end quickly. Number one, social media, utilizing platforms such as IG, TikTok, and Facebook to engage and disciple others. Social media is is, and Heather did a great job this morning on this aspect of social media, so I won't go into it too deep. But I'll say this, social media is both a stethoscope, magnifying your ability to listen to your congregation and community, and a megaphone, magnifying your ability to proclaim God's word to your community. The challenge is sometimes we're not listening to what the community has to say, what the community needs are. And we believe that we can just give them every and anything, and then we are being relevant. Our relevance comes in the ability to listen, the ability to listen to the needs of our community. There's one pandemic. I'm going to tell you another pandemic that's around today, and this is what I think is the biggest, listen to me carefully, the biggest ministry opportunity to the Seventh-day Adventist, to all Christendom right now. This is it right now. We talked about the pandemic. Everybody knows about that one. Well, New York City just designated social media a public health hazard. You all heard about that? All right. But last week, or 2 weeks ago, when I was on my way to California, to San Diego to speak, the Silicon Valley did this. Becomes the first in the U.S. to declare loneliness a public health emergency. And the reality is, there is a pandemic of loneliness that exists in our world today. Even though we are so hyper-connected, we are still isolated. Don't mistake, I walk with 1, 2, you got all these phones and you think you're all connected. The amount of technology you walk with does not indicate how much that individual is truly connected. They're going through their loneliness. In fact, in Silicon Valley, they actually can't get the people to go outside because everybody's glued to their device. Glued to their device. I tell you this one quickly, and then I keep going. I'm watching the clock. And this is no fault of my wife. This is all me, okay? No fault of hers. But I was sitting at home, and my phone went off. I got a text message. And the text message was from my wife. And my wife wanted me to do something. And here's the problem. When I looked at my phone, I looked up because my wife texted me. She was sitting right next to me in the bed. Y'all get that? The only way she could get my attention was to text me so that I could take my head out of my phone for the quick moment, all right? It's a reality. People are struggling with emotional connectedness. In fact, I want you to look at this. Look at this. This is the rise of mental health needs in our 2023, as of 2023. I want you to look at the gray areas, the millennials, Gen Xers. Gen Xers are the large areas, but the Gen Zs, look at the 31%. That's the areas that have somewhat negative impact. These are the areas of concerns between Gen Zs and even millennials and Gen Xers. All right, so here are some pointers. I'll give you this quickly, and then I move through. Keys to a successful social media strategy. You can take some pictures, and there we go through. Number one, I'm going to skip because I only got 6.5 minutes. Content diversification. All right, diversify your content. Engagement and interaction. Strategic use of hashtags. Everybody know what hashtags are? All right, use those. There's debate on whether or not it's still relevant. Still relevant. Here's another one. Collaboration and partnership. Don't just go solo. We like to be isolated, but don't go so solo. If you're partnering with a church down the road or a community organization, your scope and your exposure becomes even greater, so you can use that. Consistent branding and messaging. My social media specialist is here. She would remind me this is a big one. Content branding and messaging is very important. Don't be afraid to utilize paid advertising. If you're having a community engagement event or a community event, you can actually pay for that advertisement in that local community. And guess what? You only pay for what you use. So whatever the person clicks, if they don't click or engage, then it is not used. Finally, do some data analysis. Data analysis. Always go back and check, did it work? All right, number two, live streaming. Let's talk a little bit about live streaming keys. Number one, I'm saying this from a perspective of the individual who is not doing the live church streaming, not like these big equipment that we have with Nick and his entire team here. You're doing it from your home. You're doing a prayer meeting, and here it is. This is one of my pet peeves, because watch this. I'm going to ask you to do me the favor. Go down to Best Buy and ask the guy at Best Buy for a thing called an Ethernet cable. All right? Every single pastor needs to own a Bible and an Ethernet cable. Hello? Because when you stream, you need to run the cable from your modem across your living room, across your kitchen, and run into your little office and connect it to your computer. Because when you run your live stream off Wi-Fi, your kids are on Netflix, your wife is on YouTube, and then your neighbor is trying to get on your Wi-Fi system. And then it's going down, all right? So make sure you got quality AV equipment. Lighting equipment is very important. Please avoid the windows. It's called silhouette. Light the windows properly. Of course, please have engaging content. We can talk about that. All right, well, here's it. Here's the last one. I'm going to run on this. This one is a big one for me. I'm going to put a simple slide. Church live streaming. This is for the church live streaming element now. Where you have, I call them the digital missions coordinator or the digital interest coordinator. This is where every church should have this person there. It's where when you are preaching and you're engaging the live audience and you're speaking, and the best decision you can ever make is a decision for Jesus Christ. The best decision you could ever make is not where you will buy a home because the bank will foreclose and take the home away. The best decision you could ever make is not which car you will drive, because a drunkard will run the red light and write your car off. The best decision you could ever make is a decision for Jesus Christ. And I want you to respond right now. Get up off your couch. Take your mobile devices and click that link right now in the chat. The digital interest coordinator's job is to make sure that that link is in the chat. And if you want to know how you can create that, you can also talk with me afterwards. I only got a few minutes. The same for the online decision cards process. There is a way to create an online decision. This is the key right here. We preach, and then, okay, how do we get the people on the other side of the screen to move from the pew or from the couch to the baptistry? How do you move them? How do you get their response? Not just by what they type in the chat, but also by the active response. And there's a way to create an online decision card. See me afterwards. I'll send you a link on how, it's a tutorial on how everyone. Last week, a pastor called me. He said, Pastor, I need to create a decision card. I don't know how to do it. I said, I'll send you this link. He did it. 2 hours later, he doesn't know anything about doing the computer stuff. 2 hours later, he called me back. He sent me about 11 o'clock at night. Man, here it is. I got it done. Guess what? He just finished his series Friday night, and he baptized individuals. It is possible. All right, let's go. I'm going to skip through this one because I don't have keys to podcasting. If you're creating podcasts, let's go through some podcasts. Is very important today. Churches can create podcasts around popular issues of today. Mental health is one. I'll go for the vegetarian ones. There's a big one on cooking, diabetes training, overcoming addictions. You have so many things that you can create as a church to build your online audience. Define your podcast audience. Engage. Make sure the content is engaging and quality production. You can take a screenshot of that. Take a screenshot there, and I'll run through because I only got a minute and a half left. And I got a presentation, a video to show here, and then I'll end. Engage your audience. Make sure it's some Q&A, and also do some promotion. All right, finally, because I'm watching my clock, we have a video that I'm going to show you right now represents the 10,000 Digital Discipleship Initiative of the North American Division. Adam Fenner is our Vice President for Digital Media. Brent is here as our Assistant VP, along myself. And one of the things we're promoting is the 10,000 Digital Discipleship. That is a training opportunity for anybody in your local church who wants to become a digital disciple. Watch right now.
Have you ever thought about becoming a digital disciple? Like sharing Jesus on social media. Whether you're a beginner or somebody who has a little more experience, we have free resources that can help you become a digital disciple.
Whether it's as simple as sharing your love and testimony online inside your current personal social media accounts, or creating a whole new online ministry where you dedicate the platform solely to that ministry. This resource will help you navigate the technology, the marketing, and the lifestyle concepts you'll come across.
Aquí aprenderás sobre las redes sociales, cómo crear una comunidad, cómo alcanzar a otros con el mensaje de Jesús. Vas a poder hacer tus primeros 1000 amigos en las redes sociales.
I've partnered with the North American Division to help pastors like you to learn how to reach millions with these sermons that you're already preaching, grow your community through social media, and get hundreds of Bible study leads every single month without spending a single dollar on advertising.
Take advantage of these free resources by clicking the link below. And don't miss the opportunity to become a digital disciple today.
All right, those are our trainers, Chelsea, Hochi, and Justin. You'll hear from Hochi in a moment. If you're interested and need some information, take a shot at that, or you can scan that QR code, and you can engage and empower not just yourself, but your membership also to become digital disciples for Christ. Thank you very much, and I'll close out with this. As we have, we pride ourselves that we're a church of content, but the church is called to be more than a house of content. We are called to be the light of the world. God bless you.